Welcome to DX Live. This is with Parz Sattva. That's me, the creative writing guy within drawingXpressions. I'm so glad that you were able to come today, and let's do some creative writing. Couple of just quick housekeeping things. First off, things can get a little wordy at times because we are talking about creative writing and words and ideas. So if you find that you are really itching to have like a paintbrush or a pencil in your hand, you want to doodle, you want to draw, you want to do something as words are being thrown around, please feel free and do so. Not only am I not offended, actually the science says that you will retain more if you do that. So if you are doing it, I actually feel good that you are going to be retaining more of what I'm talking about. So that's kind of a cool thing. Let's see here. Also, within this class, I am not a big fan of rules. I am a big fan of guidelines, and I like guidelines because they bend and break so much easier. If you find yourself wondering, can I do this? Can I do that? The answer in all likelihood is yes. Okay, so I think that has covered what we're looking to do. So before we actually go into a warm-up, I want to create a little bit of a creative headspace. And I like to do that using something I call square breathing. And what that is just simply taking a deep breath in for a count of numbers. I like 5 just because, I don't know, 5. And then hold for 5, breathe out for 5, and then hold for 5. And then we take a nice clearing breath after that. So if you wouldn't mind doing that with me, so putting down your pencil, your pen, getting your hands off the keyboard for just a second. So with me now, so breathing in. Hold. Exhale. And hold. There we go. Good. And we'll take little breaks throughout the class as well, just to limber up a little bit, sort of clear the headspace for the next thing that we work on. But what I would like to do, if you saw the recording from last time, or if this is entirely new to you, we're going to come up. Perfect. So this is new to you?
No guarantees. Absolutely. Never done any creative writing class or anything. So
no
I just
worries.
thought I'd check you out.
Excellent. Okay, so something that first off, thank you for telling me that. So that allows me to back up just a little bit. So one of the great things that people like to use when they're being creative in a visual artistic way is a prompt. Right? Because in the whole universe of what can I draw, what can I paint, it's always nice to be given sort of a direction. In creative writing, we can do the same type of thing. And in fact, we can sort of come up with a prompt or prompts in order to generate the actual prompts we're going to work with and make it a little bit of like a game type of thing. So I introduced a thing in last class that I call Seed Word Germination. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to call that up on the screen real quick. And I'm just going to do a screen share. And let's see now here. It's going to take just a second. Here we go. Okay. So what we have is we start with a seed word. Now, in this example, I started with the word I because just like in art, you always have yourself as a subject. Well, there's always I who's sitting behind the keyboard or at the page or what have you. It's just sort of an easy, convenient way. If you don't have another word that you want to start with, you start with I. Now, we're going to come up with a list of words. And that's really all we're trying to do right now, is just come up with a list of words, and then from that, we'll start to work with that list. So underneath I, so I'm just gonna, that does not need to happen. Oh, please don't be a pain in the butt. One second.
Why don't we just do the round robin that you did last time, and then that way it's a demo?
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
So what's the relationship of the words? I mean,
so the relationship can really be anything. So these related word examples. So if I was to start with I could have it be like a synonym, which is me. It could be a homonym, like EYE, the start of a saying, I think, therefore I am. So think. You could have it like describe the word. So like it's a capital I, so I've got capital. The first letter of a word, so icon. I is within a word, so it's big, or totally unrelated, so that you never paint yourself into a corner, like zebra. And so just as a example of what I'm talking about, we have this list here that I just did as an example. So I, me, meet, at. So like me is my synonym. I added at, and then I dropped the me. So at, attain, refrain, because they rhyme, song, radio, old-timey, calendar, Mayan, Central America. That's 2 words. And so I just listed each word under each other. And then Center for the Performing Arts. Again, just a list of words.
okay.
So there's that gives you some idea as to what you can do. So as Alicia suggested, I think a round robin session of this will be really fun. And what I'm going to do is, as we round robin it, I'm going to just make a note as to what words we are using, and then we can work with them from there. So is there someone who would like to start our list, give us our initial seed word? Okay.
Microphone.
Microphone. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Now, would someone like to make a related word under microphone?
What about microfilm?
Microfilm. I love it.
Okay.
No, it's guidelines. Everything is okay. Microfilm. Okay. Celeste, would you like to go next?
No, I'll pass.
You'll pass? Okay. I am going to go, I'm going to drop the micro. I'm just going to go film.
Okay.
Okay. Alicia, would you like to come up with the next related words to film?
Photograph.
Photograph. Okay. And Sharon?
Oh,
So a word related to photograph. It could be anything.
well, my first thought is camera.
Camera. Good. Camera. Let's see now. I'm gonna drop the cam. I'm gonna go era. And we can do let's do maybe one more round. So Alicia, do you have something that relates to era?
Do you still want to pass, Celeste, before I go?
Oh, sorry.
Ancestor.
Ancestor. Love it. Ancestor. Okay.
Okay, and my word is hermit.
Hermit. Okay. And Sharon?
Hermit. Oh my God.
It can rhyme.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Kermit.
Kermit. Love it. That's where I was going.
That's my mind too.
And let's see now. Is it Celeste? I think it was your turn after Sharon, who would like to go.
Uh,
And it can be the obvious.
green.
Green. Okay. Not so obvious.
Oh, that
And
is so obvious.
I
Kermit.
was thinking, I was just thinking frog.
Oh, I didn't even think frog.
Kermit the Frog here. Yes. Green. Let's see here. Green. Green. I'm gonna go grass. Okay. So this is how this seed word germination works. Okay. And so does it kind of make sense a little bit how we do
Somewhat.
this?
Somewhat.
Okay.
I just don't know that, I can't see the end product, so it kind of,
Mhm.
you know,
Okay. So we have a list of words. Now, in this list, let's pick out 3 and note them down on your paper or whatever it is that you're going to be using to write a story, a paragraph or 2 or what have you. So I am going to grab, let's see here, I'm going to, let's see here. Just scroll down a little bit.
So we're choosing from your list?
Yes. So let's go ahead and choose from this list. If you spot 3 words, and if you don't see 3 words that are to your liking, go ahead and toss 1 or 2 or even 3 of your own into the list as well. And let me know when when you have 3 words that you'd like to work with.
I have 3 words.
Okay. And Celeste, you all set?
Mhm.
Okay, and Sharon, you're all set? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I am going to grab, okay, I'm going to grab 3. Actually, I'm going to grab, so just so that I like microphone. And I'm going to grab grass for no particular reason. And I'm going to grab ancestor. Okay. So for the next few minutes, I'm going to turn off the screen share. So for the next few minutes, what I'd like you to do is to use these 3 words as your prompt for writing a paragraph or 2. Find a relationship, find a little story. Just let these words guide you into some sort of story. You don't have to use them inside the story. Just let them guide where it goes. And if you have no idea where you're going, let me know. And then maybe we can all work on it together.
So you don't have to use the words?
Don't have to use the words.
Okay.
If you want to challenge yourself, you can, but you don't have to. Just a guideline.
Okay.
Okay. Neat. Okay, how are we doing? Anyone need any more time? Okay, I think I'm seeing no's. All right. Would anyone like to share what they have chosen as their prompts and their story?
I will.
Okay, it gives me 1 second to spotlight you. I'm gonna replace spotlight. Perfect. Okay.
My prompts were, I took photograph, ancestor, and hermit.
Okay.
And this is not a big paragraph, but
Doesn't need to
says
be.
okay, good. The whole family gathered for their annual Christmas photo. As usual, the conversation again began to revolve around Great Aunt Sadie, the family hermit.
I love it.
I love it.
Well done. Well done. Well done.
Excellent.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing.
Okay.
Okay.
I can go next.
Okay, and give me 1 second. There we go, and replace spotlight. Okay, Alicia, please go ahead.
The words that I chose were film, era, and grass.
Okay.
Wiping the film from my glasses, I gazed at the screen. Pondering what to write next, I let myself drift into another time in my life when I too believed in greener grasses. That's it.
All
I
right.
like it.
Short and sweet.
I like it.
And
Little
then this
reminiscence.
is my art wall.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, I
Awesome.
got
Okay, 1 second. I am going to, I probably could have done this in one move, but here we go in two. There we go. Okay. Go ahead, Celeste.
Okay. Photograph, ancestor. And I can't tell what the last, oh, camera.
Okay.
Okay. Scrapbook full of photographs. The ancestors inside the scrapbook have names, places, smiles, different clothes, hats or no hats. They made decisions for their education, place to live, clothes for the photograph, education, church, career, and to take the photographs with what camera? I wish I had a scrapbook of the person taking the photographs.
Oh,
Nice.
I like that. I like where that went. Very nice.
I
Thank you for
love the
sharing.
way, I love the way that you write, Celeste. Like so far, I know we've only done this class twice, but it's really cool watching how you really get into those emotional places. And that doesn't mean you always have to, but man, you do a good job of it.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to take the spotlight back to me. Okay, and so the words I chose was microphone, grass, and ancestor. So there's a saying in my culture that one's ancestors never really pass on. There's another saying that says that there are times when the bridge between life and death thins. And then there's my desire to be a science nerd and test things that maybe don't make sense. Which is why, on a day when the veil of life and death was thin, I set up my microphone on the grass growing over the grave of my ancestor. I was half hoping to hear something, and half afraid I would. It gave me quite the shock when I did pick up one thing. It turned out to be a big beetle crawling on my equipment. There we
I
go.
can see, I need to expand my idea of a paragraph.
Whoops.
Oh, gosh, really good. That's fun.
Thank you. Yeah, this is sort of the wonderful thing, right? As you write and you can expand and you find the things that interest you and that resonate. It can be a really, really fun thing. Creative writing is just such an expansive thing. It's like almost like saying, I'm going to do art, like graphite, watercolor, gouache, multimedia. I mean, it's just because it is just that widespread. Anyways, thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your stories. Now, what I'd love to do is to change things up real briefly and go more visual. So something that I have started doing, and I really find very enjoyable, is to do like an illustration, like a micro drawing of either like your story or even the story that somebody else wrote, so that it can help explain a little bit or flesh things out or what have you. I've typically written 100-word stories a lot, and when I started drawing, I found that I was actually like, pictures worth 1,000 words, and so I was actually, using 1,100 words, which is kind of fun. And so that is becoming part of my practice. And so I'm going to invite you to make it part of your practice here and now. So I'm going to give you a few minutes just to do a quick sketch or drawing or painting or what have you of your story.
Okay.
Mhm.
Uh,
So Sharon, if you want to do like a quick portrait of that aunt that everyone talks about, that would be like a wonderful subject.
Okay. Let's see.
Just as an idea.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. Okay, how are we doing? Anyone need any more time with their illustration?
About 3 days, but I'm good.
Okay, and Celeste, did you need any more time? No? Okay. Would anyone like to share their illustration of their story? Okay,
Oh.
Celeste, I see you're coming up, so let me just spotlight you.
There's Aunt
There we
Mabel
go.
with
Love it. I
Uh,
love the fact that you drew in the little tabs into for the holding it in the photograph book. What are they called? The photo album. That's the word I'm looking for. Photo album.
hmm.
Would anyone
I'll
else
show
like
you.
to share?
I'll
Okay.
show you, Sadie. But what's funny, what I didn't realize I was doing, I was trying to draw, you know how they sometimes the old ladies would wear the chains to hold their glasses on.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I wasn't paying attention and it looks more like a beard, which may be appropriate. Oh God.
I love it. Maybe that's why she keeps getting talked about.
Oh man.
Okay, I see Alicia's coming up.
Oh.
1 second. Let me just replace the spotlight. Wonderful.
So I
Yes.
just drew glasses.
Oh,
Okay.
I love it.
So
Excellent. Thank you. And I like that you incorporated the glasses into your writing.
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, but I picked up a colored pencil, and so like now all I want to do is just sit here and do letters. So keep talking. I'm just gonna keep working.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna bring the
See yours?
spotlight back to me. Yep, I just have to come on, wake up. I let my iPad fall asleep. Okay. So here we go. So there's the microphone and the bug, and then again, I just throw down a quick sketch just to sort of
Yeah.
illustrate what we're talking about. Yep. Excellent.
If I can just say something here. So Sharon,
Please.
something you don't know about Parz is that Parz has never drawn in his life. And because we decided to start DX, he decided that he was going to learn how to illustrate. And so this is like the 6th illustration. No, because you're doing the challenge.
I'm doing the challenges, right?
Every
But I
single day
haven't.
you're doing.
Hey,
The first thing
Yeah.
I have drawn in like ever was this selfie that I drew for myself for
your-
for
your icon or whatever. Yeah.
for the
that's
icon.
pretty
Yeah.
good for you.
And then yeah, it's just been with the DX Odd Day Challenge. I do my story and then I illustrate it, and so that's yeah how I'm getting my drawing chops a little
There you
bit
go.
better. Anyways, thank you so much. That was really fun. I like that. Let's just take a second because I could just use a little bit of a stretch. So I'm just gonna stretch my shoulders backwards. And then I'm going to come around with just bringing one elbow across.
That's good.
And yeah. And then the other elbow across. I'm just going to shake just a little bit. Okay. Good. And deep breath is always a welcome thing. Excellent. So for this next section in the class, what I would like to do is to talk a little bit about internal dialogue. So this is a part where it's going to get just a little bit wordy. I'm going to speak as little as possible, but there are a couple of things that should get mentioned. So the first thing is that has anyone heard of internal dialogue before? Or is there anyone
Well,
who has not?
when you say internal dialogue, I think of the monkey. that we've talked
Okay.
about at sketchbook school all the time.
Mhm. Right. So that's a
Yeah.
criticism, internal dialogue.
Mhm.
It can also be like a helpful kind of thing where if you're going to the grocery store, you may start to hear like, don't forget to buy
Oh, yeah.
hamburger and buns and ketchup, right?
Mhm.
Or another way that people experience it is they may actually see the list that they wrote up at home but forgot to bring with them, but then like it gets brought to the fore.
Mhm.
There's different ways that it can happen. So I'm assuming, Sharon, that you do experience this.
Mhm.
Okay. And Celeste, I think I saw you nodding. So do you experience it as well?
Yeah, I do a lot of talking to myself.
Okay, perfect. And I see Alicia stepped away, so I will not ask her. And for me, mine has actually changed over time. It used to be just talking. Now I get images, and I also have a DJ that likes to play heavy metal at 2:30 in the morning. So it can come in all sorts of forms. Now the cool thing is that since we all experience it, we all know what we're talking about. Science says, however, that only about 30 to 50% of people experience it. So there was actually a decent shot that there was going to be at least one person here in this class that would said, "No, I have no idea what you're talking about."
Oh my gosh.
Which is why I kind of have to start with, "Do you know what this is?" And yeah.
Yeah.
So that
That's called,
is. Please go ahead.
I was gonna say that's called 2 o'clock in the morning when you can't go back to sleep. I mean, God.
When
Yeah.
things get
Uh,
quiet, yes, absolutely. That is one of the times when it starts to kick in. Um, Perfect. So what I would like to do is to show an example of someone experiencing that inner dialogue. And so I have got a sample here. I'm going to call it up real quick on my machine, and then I will screen share it. Let's see right here. Give me just 1 second. Okay, here we go. Let's come to here. I'm going to screen share. And it's annoying when my iPad goes to sleep, it drops the connection. Here we go. Okay, so internal dialogue. So the reasons why internal dialogue in fiction works so well, because it can give insight into what someone's thinking or feeling. And oftentimes we're going to be, those internal thoughts are thoughts that we don't really want to share to the outside world. Okay, so it can increase tension. It can give us insight that otherwise we wouldn't be able to get from a character. And these types of, when you write it from first person, before I say first person, are you familiar with what I mean when I say first person? Okay, Celeste, yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. So when it's written in first person, it really gives us insight into the character that we're writing about. So a way to do it and do it well is you want to grab the reader and really engage the senses. What is it that a person is experiencing? What do they see? What do they hear? What are they feeling? Both tactily and emotionally. Really try and get the reader to buy into the fact that they are the person you're writing about, or at least they're seeing through their eyes and thinking their thoughts. And I find that when I am writing about, or when I'm writing internal dialogue, having a picture on the screen of the person I'm doing, it really, really helps. Or I hold a thought as to who I'm working with. So as a for instance, a recurring character in some of my stories is Julie from Cooking with Julie. And so I think of Julie, and she's on a cooking show, and she takes phone calls in. And so I can hear Julie in my head and sort of how she thinks, hello, this is Julie. Welcome to my cooking show. Who's on the line? And then she takes the call and she starts to interact with the caller. But she has a very specific way that she does that. Very different than another character, household item wrangler, who's sort of this Australian brash type of character. Good day. Today we want to talk about rubber bands. And just because he's just a very, very different type of person. So having that structure when you were doing your writing is very helpful. Okay, so that said, I'm just going to scroll us down to this photo. And so this is in the photo that I used for the example of writing internal dialogue. And we'll be using a different photo in just a minute, and I'll be asking you to write internal dialogue on that other photo, but I'm just using this one as a example. So what I did is I looked and I said, okay, the woman on the left looks pretty comfortable. The woman on the right looks pretty uncomfortable. So I'm going to write from the perspective of the person on the right, because that's actually going to be easier to write from. So if you wanted to just look at it for just a second, and then I'm going to scroll down and read you what it is that she is dialoguing. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to scroll. So why do I do this to myself? On a hot, sunny day without the faintest hint of a breeze, I wear my black dress. And of course, the fabric doesn't absorb sweat. It just starts to itch. I so want to scratch. Don't scratch. In this seat, Carol's just dandy sitting cross-legged, but I have to keep adjusting to get blood flow to my butt. It'd be great if we could meet in an air-conditioned cafe with comfortable seats, but no, it's got to be. How you doing, Beth? Fine, good, even, I mean. How about you, Carol? Well, I'm a bit down, you know. My boss told me that, where's an iced latte when you need one? Now, did you feel, I'm going to come back up to the photo. Did you feel that the woman on the right was sufficiently captured? Do you feel like you were hearing what she was thinking and feeling and part of the conversation? Or that internal dialogue, did it make sense to you?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. And I think part of that was we start with she's experiencing the dress, right? That's a big highlight, the black versus the white. And the black, if you look at the fabric, it looks uncomfortable. So little things like that, where we're getting you to buy into the fact that this is what she is thinking and feeling. So is there any questions about internal dialogue, how you might write it, ways that you would get someone to buy into internal dialogue?
Mm-mm.
Okay. So I'm going to scroll down. And here we go. This is the photo I've chosen for us for writing internal dialogue. And I'm going to invite you to pick whomever you'd like to pick, whatever it is they happen to be thinking, feeling in the moment. We're going to take a few minutes. You can, if you do it quickly, feel free to do it from both people's point of views, and feel free to do it even from like an outsider's point of view as well. If you're an observer watching these two, you can do an internal dialogue that way as well. So there's many different choices here. how you would like to do this. So let me invite you to take a screenshot of the photo so that it's up on your screen as you're working on it.
Hold on.
Okay. Okay, and Celeste, you're all set with the photo? Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to turn off the screen share. Excellent. Okay, so let's take, let's say 5 minutes and do some internal dialogue, and we'll check in. And don't, if you're not done in 5 minutes, don't worry about it, because a guideline is 5 minutes. We can always do more time. How is everybody doing? Okay, got a couple of nods and yeah, Celeste. Okay, perfect. All right. Would someone like to share their internal dialogue? Okay, Alicia, 1 second. Let me spotlight. There we go. Okay. So whose perspective are you writing from? Or actually, no, I'm not going to ask that. Just go ahead and do your bit and let's see if we can figure out what perspective you're writing from.
If he blows smoke in this direction once more, I'm leaving. He knows I just quit last week. Does he think this is easy for me? What the heck made him wear that shirt? He knows how much I hate it. Carol smiled at Jack, grabbed his butt, and took a long drag. Now she could be civil. What the heck? Jack shot her a look. What is she thinking? Now it's going to be all my fault that she didn't quit. Another strike against me. Offering her the pack, he smiled. Totally your choice here. Don't blame me.
I love it. I love it. The thing I really like is that you did both perspectives. I love it. Wonderful. Well done. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks. I found it challenging to make that change from one perspective to another. Like that was hard to figure out how to make sure that the reader would understand that it was a different person talking.
Well, you did it beautifully because it was absolutely seamless.
Oh, okay, good.
I instantly knew that you had changed the perspective from the one person to the other person, and yeah, the dialogue followed. It was wonderful. Yeah, well done.
Oh, good. See, I used like a little mark so that it would, like, chapter page change kind of thing.
Nice. Yeah, even without seeing the text. No,
Okay.
even without seeing the text, you nailed it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Nicely done. Would someone else like to share? Okay, Celeste, 1 second. I'm going to place spotlight. There we go. Perfect.
I had so many different scenarios going all at once, and I finally decided on this one.
Okay.
Why does it bother me more than him? We didn't get the house. Coming out to a movie and sitting in the mall before the show starts doesn't make it any better. I want to feel sad. I don't want to talk about it. I wish we could just go in the theater and so I can sit there alone and think about it all by myself.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
That's
Yes.
good.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes. Oh yeah. And she's very definitely like, and he's very in and she's very back. Yeah, I love it. You captured it really nicely. Nicely done.
Mhm.
Sharon, did you want to share? Okay,
Sure.
1 second. Maybe
And I don't know that you'll be able to tell the perspective without seeing the drawing. But anyway.
Okay. Well, let's give it a shot.
Okay. Really, Karen, she's just a friend. Haven't seen her in a long time. Yeah, right. I know it looked like it was more, but believe me, that kiss meant nothing. I just ran into her at Zach's party and she started hanging all over me. I tried to ignore her, but she just kept on. Didn't look that way to me.
I love it.
Nice.
Well done.
Actually, I did this as the observer because I drew little text box around her saying, yeah, right, and all that. So, but anyway, could have,
thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so that's your internal dialogue, right? She's responding to, yeah. Nice. Okay, I'll share mine. Okay, so that beard, that beard, why in the world he won't shave that beard? I can't even stop saying the word beard. It's just so beardly. Does he think it makes him more manly? More, I don't even know. I almost expect a Keebler elf to stick his little head out from that thing and invite me into their little kitchen where they make cookies. And look, right on cue, there's a little face sticking out and inviting me in. Sure, why not? It's not like I'm listening to what he's saying anyway. Oh, I forgot to. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I
Sorry, I
forgot to
just looked
spotlight
up.
myself.
I'm sorry, Sharon.
Yep. Anyways, so that was mine. And yeah, sorry for not pulling the spotlight off, Sharon. Um, anyways,
It was awesome.
perfect. So those are our samples of internal dialogue.
I'm
And
just looking
everyone,
now at the beard because I didn't even notice the beard. So I'm just looking at it right now.
oh my God, when I was
The cute
going
beard.
through the photos, and I spotted this one. That was the first thing I saw, was just the beard. I just couldn't let it go. I had to use it as the example because of it.
Well, for me, it was her arms crossed on her lap and just that look of looking at him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Very
just so.
definitely not impressed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Awesome. Okay, so let's just stretch real quick again, because I'm just gonna go back. And elbow forward. And the other. I'm gonna press my palms down just a little bit. Excellent. Okay. So we've got about there's about half an hour left. Okay. So what I'd like to do is do another story exercise, and this time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for some prompts from you, and then I'm going to generate a sentence or two, and then from the sentence or two, we're all going to write our own individual stories. How does that sound? Okay, so let me get a clean page on my screen. There we go. And I'm going to do a quick sharing of the screen. And here we are. Okay. So, so how about if I ask each of you to give me, let's say, 3 words. Yeah, let's go with 3. Let's see what happens. So, Sharon or Celeste, do you have 3 words just sort of out of the blue that you'd like to throw out there as possible prompts for going forward?
Okay.
Water. Oops. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just said water.
Water.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh, I
Oh, I
thought we
had-
were going to.
Oh, you said
okay.
you wanted 3 words, and okay, one of mine is 2 words. It's cat whiskers.
Cat. Okay. And
Whiskers
whiskers. Okay.
and safari. 3 words.
Safari. Okay. And
Oh
Sharon, do you
my.
have another couple? It can be any words.
Um,
Don't have to relate.
travel
Travel.
and fish.
Fish. Okay. All right. Water, cat, whiskers, safari, travel, and fish. All right. What can we do with that? Okay, so safari and travel, they go together. Cat, so maybe we're gonna go safari. We're gonna go look at big cats. And let's see now here. Okay. How about this? I thought, here, let's turn off the italics because that's just annoying me. So let's try that. I thought my dream trip to Africa to go on safari and see big cats was going to be the highlight of my life. And it, come on. And it was, but not for the reasons I thought it or they would be. I thought my dream trip to Africa to go on safari and see big cats was going to be the highlight of my life. And it was, but not for the reasons I thought they would be.
Now, is the goal to just continue on that, or are we supposed to incorporate more of those words?
You can, okay, so at this point, you can continue the story.
Okay.
You can incorporate more of the words. You can, basically, this is guideline stuff. If it,
Okay.
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 So I'm going to turn off. Okay, actually with here, because this is up, if you wouldn't mind taking a screenshot so I can turn off my screen share, and then I'll write on my device as well. Perfect. And perfect. Okay, so I think you both now have, excuse me, the prompt. So I'm going to turn off the sharing. Excellent. Okay. So let's take 5 minutes and then I will check in and see how we're doing. Okay, how are we doing? Okay. And Celeste, did you need any more time, or are you all finished?
All finished.
Okay, perfect. Sharon, did you need any more time?
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Did one of you want to share?
Sure.
Okay, Celeste, I'm going to actually remember to spotlight. Here we go. Okay, go ahead.
So I just went off from where you left off.
Perfect.
So that was, let's see, you said, wait a minute, let me just pull it up on here so I can read it.
Mhm.
So you had, I thought my dream trip to Africa to go on safari and see big cats was going to be the highlight of my life. And it was, but not for the reasons I thought they would be. So then I went on to, I did travel across lots of water and fish in beautiful lakes, but the big cats turned out to be trapping feral cats, trapping the feral cats on grassy fields near abandoned homes for veterinarians to spay and neuter them and find them homes. So I was close enough to see the cat's whiskers, something I wouldn't have seen if they were lions.
I love it. I love it.
Oh,
Well done.
gosh.
Well done.
Oh.
Sharon, did you want to share?
Yeah, I will. It's yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And I too went off of what you started. So
Mhm.
I thought my dream trip to Africa to go on safari and see big cats was going to be the highlight of my life. And it was, but not for the reasons I thought they would be. Yes, of course, the cats were magnificent, as were the elephants and all the animals, but meeting Ed there was an unexpected coincidence. Imagine going all the way there and then running into an old flame from college. Remembering his love of fishing, we took a side trip together to the Naknek River, and it was like we had never parted. So,
Oh, very nice. I like it. Well done. I love how things can go through those twists and turns and you can just bring stuff up that you never expect.
it's funny, I couldn't think of a river in Africa, so, but I have fished the Naknek in Alaska. So, anyway,
It counts.
yeah, yeah. I'll have to
Okay, so
research Africa.
okay. So, my story. So, I thought my dream trip to Africa to go on safari and see big cats was going to be the highlight of my life, and it was, but not for the reasons I thought they would be. My first clue that things weren't going to go the way I expected them to was the Vegas lights lighting up the sky as I was driven to the safari camp, and the interior of the main building being filled not with grass wall coverings and rugs, but with slot machines. However, I forgave that, and because I was tired from my journey, went to bed. I was awakened by meowing and whiskers scratching my cheek. I opened my eyes and saw a large house cat 2 inches from my face. 2 minutes later, I was at the front desk to complain. The only response I got was that it was a big cat and wasn't that why I'd booked my vacation? To see them. They told me I could feed them fish and interact with them safely, far more than the wild tigers out in the bush.
Very good, very good.
So,
Mhm.
wonderful. Okay, so that was the last exercise for the day. So before we close things up, I would like just to take a minute to stretch out one last time. So I'm just going to bring my, squeeze my back muscles together. And then come forward with the elbows. There we go. I'm just going to do a quick stretch. Yeah. There we go. And shake it out. Okay, perfect. Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being a part of the creative writing experience today. I hope I will see you in 2 weeks. And let me just call up my calendar real quick. So 2 weeks from today is the April the 6th, if I'm not mistaken. So is that right? Yeah, because
Yep.
yeah, it's the 23rd your time, right? So it's the 6th. Okay, good. So yeah, so it'll be the 6th, and of course, if you want to see any of this again, it's also on the recordings. So please do and catch that as well. Anyways, thank you so much for taking part. I hope to see you next time, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.